All right, so this one we're supposed to graph the equations in the same coordinate system, then find the coordinates of any points where two or more lines intersect. Is there a point that solution to all three equations? So what we need to do is we need to graph all these together. And so to kind of use technology in this case, I'm going to switch over and use Desmos just to make things easy because we can for this class. You could also plug it in your calculator and do it that way as well. But in Desmos, we can actually just type it as it is. So if we do that, we have x plus y equals 3. And then we have x plus 3y is equal to 15. And our last one was a 3x minus y equals a 5. Okay. And so we can see that there's three different intersection points, one for these two lines, one for these two lines, and one for these two lines. So there's not one for all three. So there's not a common point to all three, but there are different ones. So for the first two, we have the point, it looks like negative 3, 6. Okay. Now for this point, we have a 3, 4. And for this point, we have a 2, 1. So coming back over here, we can say one of the points we had was negative 3, 6. We also had the 2, 1, and then we had a 3, 4. So we had three individual points that were intersecting. And, it kind of came down what it looked like, something like this, or well, not really, but anyway. So we had the three different points, but they never were actually all three in one place. And so we had three different points for two lines only. All right, so that's kind of how you do that. Now, if we wanted to do it into our calculator, what we'd have to do is, let's go to our calculator. We'd have to type them in here. And so first things first, we'd actually have to solve each of those for y. So y equals, on our first one, we had a negative x and then plus 3. Our second one, we're going to have a negative 1 divided by 3x and then plus 5. And our last one, we're going to have 3x minus 5. And so we go to our graph. Looks something like that. And again, we need to find all those points. So we'd have to hit second trace. We'd have to do number 5. And now we're just going to choose the first one and the second one, and we get our negative 3, 6. So get the same point there. Now let's do it again. Now let's do 5. Let's do intersect the blue line and now the black line. So now we have to arrow down until we have the black line. Hit enter. And now we get our 2, 1. And then our last one, we do second trace, number 5. And now let's start with the black line and also intersect the red line. And what? Okay, red line. And our guess, and so we get our 3, 4. So we get all the points the same, just this time we had to actually solve for the y equals, and then we could get it from there. Now the key is, if you're on a test, you're gonna have to do it this way because you don't get to use Desmos, but it's something to know how to do in either case. You either do it with Desmos or you do it with your calculator. And the calculator is a handy way to do it since you'll carry that around most likely and not carry your computer. All right, let's stop there and come back for some more.